Boyhood, well done. Moonlight is directed and written by Barry Jenkins, stars Alex R. Hibbert, Ashton Sanders, and Trevante Rhodes, and it tells the story of a very young boy growing up in a very harsh urban environment, growing up into a teenager, goes through his school years, and then catches him up when he's a full-blown adult. These are basically 3 acts that tell the story of this one man, from when he was a boy to growing up. And it is Boyhood well done. This movie doesn't flatter itself on what it achieved and on the story it's trying to get to. This movie doesn't need a gimmick to get over with the audience like it was a fucking professional wrestler. This movie is as raw, natural, genuine, and perfect as it can get when it's telling this story, and it's probably one of the best coming-of-age stories ever. Let's talk about the direction first, because Barry Jenkins is able to capture this world and this person with such rawness that it feels so good to see captured on film. I was absolutely floored by how well this movie is shot. It is directed, it is spaced, it is edited. No scene in this film feels like it is too much. No scene in this film feels like it is missing. Every scene, as soon as it starts, you're immediately entrenched in this world and in this story, and you're in there with these characters and this main character. Every scene, as soon as it starts, you are captured into this world in a way I haven't felt like in a long ass time. And every moment and scene feels so crucial to who this man is, was, and is going to become that I wouldn't have given up any second of this movie for anything else in the world. As soon as this movie starts, you get that this boy doesn't have an easy life. He doesn't have a father, his mother is a drug addict, everyone else in the world seems to be wanting to get at him for some reason, and he finds comfort in a father figure played by Mahershala Ali, who again is in everything, and for a little time he's in this movie, he is great. The 3 acts of this movie are perfectly put together and perfectly transitioned. From when he was a young boy, you get to his teenage years, and as soon as it starts, Ashton Sanders plays an incredible role. The 2nd act is definitely the toughest one to watch, because this boy lives in a harsh environment where no one or anything seems to understand him or to want to understand him, and at parts he doesn't understand himself, which is a hard part of life, but a real one at that. And this was the only act I needed to show me that Boyhood was well done in here, because Boyhood, I respect the way it was made, but I don't like that movie whatsoever. This movie and this act especially show you the rawness, the genuinity of how this movie was made, of the story this movie was trying to tell. Because when you see Chiron in his school years, this is one of the toughest acts in film I have seen. This is a boy who doesn't understand himself and sometimes doesn't understand the people around him and the relationships that he has with the people around him. This is a boy who's trying to understand the world because he feels he is different. And throughout this act, he realizes that slowly but surely. And not only this story, but also Barry Jenkins with this direction is able to capture this character so well that you feel that you are right there with him, looking from the inside out into the world as this character himself. And by doing that, you see the world as this character sees it. And when you get to that point when he realizes what is wrong, quote unquote, with him, because there is nothing wrong with him, this is the moment where we get from tough to rewarding. But this is rewarding for the audience, not for the character. The last act of this movie is so beautiful for an audience member to see this story fully realized. And again, every single shot, every single conversation, every single word out of any character's mouth is worth it. It is worth it to go through the slow burn, because this character study is amazing. This movie is a slow burn, but just like life itself, goes by so fast that it completely immerses you in its storytelling, in its beautiful, pure, genuine, simple storytelling. This movie doesn't try to go anywhere else besides the story of this boy and this man. Trevante Rhodes played a great different Chiron, but to me my favorite act is the second one, because the second one is the connective tissue you absolutely need for the first act and the third act to make sense as if it was the same person, because it is telling the story of the same person. As you see Chiron in the second act of this movie, this is when the shifts happen. This is when the gears start to change, and as you see this man evolve into becoming the adult that you see in the third act, and everyone that surrounds him, and the storylines that converge together, and how he changes the course of his life or not, is absolutely beautiful. This is a story about life, but a telling of how the people and the situations in your life, as they come to you, they change you. They mold you to become who you are, physically and psychologically. The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous, and it tells so much of the story, because there are scenes where the color contrast seems stronger than the others, and it absolutely is telling of the feelings of this character, of what he's going through, of his life situation, of how he's feeling at one moment and the feelings completely shift on the next. I can't say this is a feel-good movie, but it feels so good coming out of it, so satisfying coming out of this story from beginning to end, where nothing seems unfocused. Everything is so well put together, so condensed, and the story itself is so dense. It has so many layers, just like its main character. I was so happy with this film. At every moment that I was expecting a cliche, the cliche didn't happen, nor did the movie seem like it was going into it. At every moment that I was expecting to get a big moment for the performances, or for the direction, or for the movie to be edgy, or try to be different in a sort of way that you've never seen before, it continues to go through this narrative as focused, as condensed, and as raw and genuine as it had gone until then. With amazing direction, brilliant cinematography, and absolutely beautiful, genuine, and pure screenplay. All around great performances, with a special shout out to the second act and Ashton Sanders for playing the teenage Chiron. Moonlight is absolutely a must-watch, absolutely a must-get, and it's absolutely the stuff dreams are made of. Did you see Moonlight, my beautiful geekies, or do you want to see it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your expectations for the movie if you haven't watched it. Leave also your questions for the hashtag Silence Q&A in the comments. Ask me anything you want about anything you want. Doesn't have to be about silence. There will be a giveaway and you might win something if you just ask. Don't forget to like this video and share with your beautiful friends all around the world, and tell them to join the beautiful geeky community where we can be geeky united. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You guys are the freaking best. Tomorrow I'll have my review for Silence, and I'll see you there. So until then, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, shit!